Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of Jurassic Park, the original, because recently I picked up the Jurassic Park trilogy on Blu-ray because of all the hype around Jurassic Park 3D being released quite recently. I don't know exactly what date it was, but I know it's out in America especially. I don't know if it's out now. This film is the 1993 film starring Sam Neill, Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum, and it is directed by Stephen Speilberg, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably already seen it. It was actually a surprise to me that I hadn't seen this film before. I thought I had, but unless I can't remember it from my childhood, I have no recognition of watching it previously. I've seen some of the scenes before. I've seen the Velociraptor in the kitchen scene, and I'd seen the T-Rex scene, but apart from that I hadn't actually seen the entirety of the film, which was a bit odd because I did like dinosaurs when I was growing up, so it would have been a no-brainer for my parents to take me to go see probably Jurassic Park 2, I don't know when that was made, or 3, but I haven't seen any of the trilogy apparently until now. Okay, so the film's based around a group of two archaeologists who dig up dinosaur bones, and they are taken to this man's island, which is like a theme park for dinosaurs. I'm sure a lot of people already know this. The man who owns the theme park is getting a lawyer in to see how much money they can get and see whether they are able to turn it into a business. The lawyer's friend he's brought along is Jeff Goldblum, who plays a character called Dr. Ian Malcolm. And Jeff Goldblum is absolutely brilliant in the film. He's incredibly funny, quite witty. He's just a very nice screen presence to have in a family film. This is rated PG. The whole trilogy is rated PG, so it's a bit surprising. There is quite some violent scenes, but nothing too graphic, I don't think. And there is a bit of swearing in there, which is a bit strange. So yeah, for a film that was released in 1993, the CG in the film actually holds up very, very well. I think they used a combination of CG and animatronics to make the dinosaurs look as realistic as they do, and they look really, really good. They still hold up very well. I'm sure a lot of people that go and see this in 3D will notice that the CGI is held up on the Blu-ray, so there's no reason that the CGI wouldn't have held up in the cinema screens on the big screen. That's one of the things I like about them re-releasing films, because ultimately watching a film in the cinema is the best experience of the film you're going to have. However, I don't agree with them slapping 3D on and bumping up the price, doubling the price ticket just for the 3D. I do think there should be more cinemas re-releasing classic films, films that people may not know too much about, but are classics. I mean, yeah, we've had Jurassic Park, and we've had like Monsters Inc., and we've had a couple of Pixar films re-released. I've forgotten what other films re-released recently in 3D. Yeah, sorry about the noise. I live next to a main road. And yeah, I got this Blu-ray collection for £10, which is very similar to the Blu-ray collection of the what's it called? Back to the Future trilogy. I hadn't actually seen any of the Back to the Future films either. I've only seen the first so far. I have been told that the first one is the best of this trilogy, and the second and third are just all right. But I don't mind because it was £10 for the entire trilogy, so that really isn't a terrible thing, and the transfer looks very, very good. Some of the scenes are a bit fuzzy, but apart from that, as to be expected with old films, if they're not filmed completely perfectly, then often in Blu-ray transfers they don't hold up as well as they ought to. But yeah, the CG in this film and the acting is actually really good. I've mentioned Jeff Goldblum, but Sam Neill plays an excellent performance as Dr. Alan Grant, who is now like a father figure to these two grandchildren of the owner of the island. I'm a bit confused though, because the grandchildren, the man that has the island, his son is like a really, really fat nerdy guy that's been with his father throughout most of his life, I think is said, and he apparently has these children that come out of nowhere, and it's a bit of a surprise that you know, the owner of Jurassic Park just lets his grandchildren get on a car with complete strangers in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. The problem in the story happens when the little ride that they're on shuts down and the animals and the electric fences become loose, and so a lot of these dinosaurs start to wreak havoc on the island and chase these tourists around. Well, not tourists, scientists. Some very nice scenes, especially with the animatronics. I think there's some animatronics in the raptor scene which is absolutely brilliant, and it's just as nerve-biting as I'd imagine it would have been in 1993. The T-Rex scene is exciting, but it isn't that amazing. It was quite fast-paced, but I did feel that the film had some issues with pacing. There were a couple of moments where the film kind of completely shut down and there wasn't much going for it. Also, there was the side plot with, I've forgotten the guy's name, but the son of the owner of Jurassic Park had a deal with a man outside of it to get the embryos from the park onto a different island. Sorry about these horns. That gets lost somewhere in Jurassic Park, which is annoying. But that ultimately doesn't lead anywhere, and I might be wrong about this, but it might lead into the sequels. But I'm not sure where exactly where it goes. He just dies. Spoiler alert! But the little capsule of embryos just gets lost. Yeah, it's a very, very good film. I did enjoy a lot of it. A lot of it's quite surreal, but you can imagine something like this actually happening. I don't think that the start of the film is completely necessary. Like an introduction to the two characters, they could have just been introduced into the island. There was not much of a need for the chat with the fat kid at the start, apart from to show that the man's distance from children, the fact that he doesn't like children. And then throughout the film he grows as a father figure to the two grandchildren, which is absolutely brilliant. The way that the kind of bond that they end up having, because he saves them, he's bonded closely with them. He's like saved their lives on multiple occasions. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was annoying because he was really good in the first half of the film and then he gets injured, so he's not in the rest of it, which annoyed me. Samuel Jackson's in this film and you never see his death. He just goes off and he dies. Spoilers, sorry. Yeah, there will be a couple of spoilers, but I'm imagining a lot of people have seen Jurassic Park, so you know. But yeah, I'd highly recommend picking up at least just the Blu-ray on its own. I mean, I'd imagine they'd be releasing the 3D Blu-ray if they haven't already, because it's been re-released in the cinemas in 3D. The trilogy's very nice. The transfer was absolutely brilliant. I'd give this film an 8 out of 10. It's got 8 on IMDb and it's got a 92, I think, or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, which is quite good. So yeah, I'd very highly recommend watching this film if you haven't already, but if you haven't already then I've spoiled a little bit of it, I'm sorry. You can kind of tell that these people are going to die when they do die, and you know, it's still a very good film that holds up, especially the CGI from '93. Okay, that's been my review. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and please, if you want to talk about my views of the film, talk about your own views of the film, feel free to comment. Thanks, that's been my review of Jurassic Park 1. I will be doing a review of 2 and 3 at some point in the future, but apart from that, thanks for watching. Bye.